Hi, welcome back to Firewatch FC. Today we're going to be taking a closer look at the Chicago Fire's matchup against Atlanta United. But before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe on this video. As you can see, this is a brand new YouTube channel and you'd be helping me out a lot. Now with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. The last time that the Chicago Fire went up against Atlanta United was back in May of 2023. And that was a bizarre 3-3 draw at home. It started off pretty rocky for the Fire. Early in the game, on the 26th minute, Federico Navarro got a red card, which to me looked like it should have been a yellow card. Not even for Navarro, it should have probably been for Pineda, but what can you do? Later, off of a set piece, Andrew Gutman, funnily enough, got a goal for Atlanta United. But then the Fire got one back via own goal from Purata. Then after the second half, we were somehow able to get another goal thanks to Salasi. But that didn't last long because Giorgio Giacomakis ended up getting another goal and then a second one right afterwards. So just like that, the Fire were down 3-2. But then this time Miguel Navarro drew a foul and actually got the ref to pull out a red card for Luis Araujo. And that was at the 71st minute. So from there, we basically had 20 minutes at an even playing field because remember, we lost a player earlier. So now there were 10 men on each side of the field. So with fair play, the Chicago were actually able to get another goal. And that was thanks to our very own Giorgio Gutias, of course. Yeah, looking back at that one was a very interesting game. Yeah, the referee on that match had some crazy going on. Now, let's go ahead and take a closer look at Atlanta United. That Atlanta plays in a 4-3-2-1. They love to run with the ball as much as possible and create multiple chances at goal. This is now Gonzalo Pineda's third season as the head manager for Atlanta United. So he's had a lot of time to really work out the kinks in what he wants Atlanta United to do. And of course, we can't talk about Atlanta without talking about three specific players. That's Thiago Almada, Giorgio Giacomakis, and Brooks Lennon. From the games that I have watched, it's clear that those three are the main attacking force in this team. And when you're watching the game, I'd recommend that you take a closer look at what Giacomakis and Brooks Lennon are doing, because those two are the deadly pairing. Brooks Lennon plays as their right back, and as their right back, he tends to join the attacking front. So he'll drive the ball up towards the right channel, and there's just a special type of connection because he's always able to find Giacomakis up at the top with his crosses. Out of all the plays that we need to look out for, that is the most dangerous on their team. One thing that I have noticed them kind of lack on though is their defense, especially now that they don't even have Miles Robinson back there. So although they're a huge attacking threat, whenever they get caught on transition, they tend to leak goals because of that. That should be able to give us a bit of an edge if we try to attack Atlanta. So it was kind of surprising to see them keep a clean sheet against Orlando City. But even after saying all that, I haven't even covered the most threatening thing about this team. And that's their home field advantage. I don't know if you guys ever flipped over to an Atlanta United game, but the atmosphere in that stadium is insane. I don't think I've ever flipped over to an Atlanta game and not see it packed. They have a lot of diehard fans, and they are very, very loud. So when our boys go over, I wouldn't be surprised if the atmosphere would kind of get to them a little bit. But that's Atlanta United at this point. How does the Chicago Fire look now? It looks like Carlos Terán is inching closer and closer to be fully fit, so we might actually be able to see him for the full 90 minutes in this game. It looks like the team is finally starting to gel together with Kuipers, because now Kuipers has scored in his last two matches. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm a little worried about this game. In our last match against the Revs, we saw Gaspar go down due to an injury, so we're starting to look really thin on that left back position. The only one available now is Jonathan Dean, which I'm actually pretty okay with. I actually rate Jonathan Dean pretty high. But it is something to think about. As improbable as it may be, Dean could go down. And if he does, there's absolutely no one that could replace him. And the last time this happened, Glopas ended up trying like a 3-6-1. I still don't know exactly what I was watching there. And it didn't really work out for us that well. So I'm kind of hoping that he still sticks with a 4-3-2-1 and just puts Dean in there. But you just don't know. Also, I'm not entirely sure if Chris Brady is going to be back from international duty. He didn't play against France, but he did play against Guinea, and he was able to keep a clean sheet for that one. And we also have Shaqiri that was on international duty. I'm not sure if he's going to be back in time for that game, but I don't really know what's going to happen there. If he doesn't make it in time, then we get to see Herbers or Guti back in that 10 position, or we see Shaqiri go back there and probably miss a bunch of long balls and crosses again. But with all that being said, what do I think is going to happen in this matchup. I think with the group of players that we have, we will be scoring goals. Depending on whatever Klopas does, it could be a 3-2 win if we stay attack-minded the entire match. If we go for a similar play like we did against New England Revolution, I think that we'll probably see closer to a 2-2 draw. And if Frank Klopas does something weird with the formation at the start of the game, it's probably gonna be like a 1-3 loss for the Fire. If I'm being completely honest with myself, I feel like the most likely outcome is gonna be a 3-2 loss against Atlanta. But that's just what I think. Now I'll throw it back to you guys. What do you guys think is gonna happen? Is there a player that I'm kind of downplaying here? Do you think the Fire is just gonna lose no matter what happens? Sorry, I almost forgot. I won't be able to make a 4 takeaway video for this match. I might post something up, but I will be away. I'm actually gonna be going to Alaska for my bachelor party. So if you guys wanna come back here and leave some comments about the match, I'll gladly read them and reply with any nuggets of information that I can think of. Anyway, 97 till forever.